welcome to another edition of Reality Bites. I'm so delighted to have another good friend of mine, Emily Johnson, here with us today. Emily is the executive director of the new Lenox Chamber of Commerce, as well as a village trustee.
Correct.
Is it trustee? That's the proper term?
Trustee,
okay.
That is the proper terminology.
Yes. So Emily and I have known each other for weeks. Actually, years. Because she grew up in the same neighborhood that I live in Bourbonnais, Illinois.
It's true.
And although we didn't really know each other, I knew her dad pretty well. I got to know her mom. Her dad worked at my uncle's corporation.
Yes.
Is he still working there?
Yes, he's retiring in January.
Of
2017.
All right, just
around
checking
the
your
corner.
calendar. Yes.
Yeah.
He is an avid golfer.
Very.
If he didn't have golf,
He's probably golfing today in the next couple minutes now.
Very good for him. And your mother, your dear mother, who I've always loved, is she still teaching?
She's not. She retired in May, but she is subbing quite a lot. She, I believe, is teaching in Bourbonnais today.
In elementary school? Or?
Yes, wherever they send her for subbing, she goes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So, very cool.
It's a wild world, substitute teaching. But,
yes.
yeah.
I'm sure that it is. I can't imagine doing it, but your mom was great at it.
She is.
So anyway, the Albee family in my neighborhood in Bourbonnais, and it all started out a long time ago. And can we talk about your history just a little bit, Emily?
Sure.
Parts of it?
The good parts.
No. So can I just tell them the truth?
Yes.
Because this is reality.
Yes, this is reality bites.
Okay, so the reality is, the first time I met Emily, she was Barbie.
It's true.
At my daughter's third birthday party.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Because my wife said that we need to have a Barbie birthday party. I said, certainly, because you can buy all that stuff. And then she said, no, you have to have a real Barbie. And I said, where would we find one? Anyway, short story long, we found Barbie.
Yes.
Right in our own neighborhood.
Yes.
Even though she was a student at ISU, Illinois State University.
I put on my prom dress and I was Barbie.
Oh, and it was awesome. The kids had a great time. They got their nails done.
Yeah.
And then you became a regular at the Hinderleiter household.
I was
there for
Barbie
a while.
babysitter.
Yes,
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yep.
Went back
Not
to college.
everybody has Barbie as their babysitter. It's pretty exciting stuff.
No, and I thought that was a super. Did we ever pay?
Yes,
Oh.
you did. You did pay me.
Because otherwise my wife is going to be in trouble.
Your wife
Yes,
did.
yes.
I'm
All right,
sure
yeah.
you did.
I wasn't even there. As far as I know. I was not even allowed. But, fast forward a few years, Barbie graduates from college. My wife runs into her mom, says, Barbie needs a job. Next thing you know, she's working at the Chamber of Commerce for me, doing a tremendous job of changing the landscape of Kankakee.
Oh, thank you.
You brought all the knowledge that you learned at ISU, Illinois State University, Bloomington, Normal, Illinois. You were in a sorority. You did a lot of benevolent things. Tell me about that.
I was a Tri-Delta at ISU, and I was their philanthropy chair, which I know you love the philanthropy word. We benefited St. Jude. So the things that we held a mud volleyball tournament. We did a golf tournament, which worked really nicely because with the chamber, as if you don't know, chambers run golf outings.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, so that kind of played nicely into that, and helping raise funds for nonprofits. So worked really well.
It was a good experience. And,
it was.
When the interview came through and we had that conversation, I said, you're in right away?
I remember being really nervous, like really, really nervous.
That's because my wife interviewed you.
Did she?
Yes, the first.
Oh.
And then I said...
See, like I must have blocked it.
Yeah, no, I said, you interview Barbie and then I'll be good with all that. So it worked out great. The bad part was you stayed 1 year.
1 year.
So college graduate, comes home to work.
Living with her parents.
Oh, yes. Living with her parents. And 1 year later, she says, I got to go to the big city.
I did.
I'm moving on. And so you broke the news to me. I cried, I think.
I think there were some tears.
You didn't cry.
No, I think all of us were a little bit broken.
And
we were a team.
Yes,
we broke up a team.
Yes, and there was a lot of good teamwork, and there was that symmetry there. It's very hard to get in an office atmosphere.
It really is, especially a small office where you don't have a lot of other people to kind of use as a buffer because you get just the core group. You gotta work like a well-oiled machine, and I think we did that really well.
We did.
We did.
And then we actually brought in another person, which I can't mention her name, Sarah. But I will. Because she also grew up in the community that I'm from. And she said, I applied for this job 3 times and you never even gave me a call. Then we eventually hired her, and it was the symbiotic relationship was awesome. And a lot of fun. So we had fun. Then you went to the big city.
I did.
You worked for...
an insurance staffing company, so not nearly as fun. But it was a job. But it wasn't nearly
It was
as
a
fun.
JOB downtown.
And it didn't really get me where I wanted to, but it gave me some experience, and after that, I was there for about 4 years. And after that, I ended up taking a job at the Joint Commission in Oak Brook and moving there as one of their meeting coordinators for their Board of Commissioners. So that worked out really well.
Well, that was awesome for you.
That was awesome for me.
And it wasn't so great for
Probably
me.
not as great.
No, it wasn't. But because of our connections.
Yes,
it's all about
my
connections.
sister,
Right.
she graduated 2 years after me.
Yes.
So you were without...
From what university?
Without an LV for 2 years.
What university did you graduate?
Illinois State University.
Ding, ding, ding. Rocky.
Redbirds.
Yes, the Redbirds. Having a distinguishing year here in sports. Then she came to work for me.
Yes.
Stuck around a lot longer than you because
She did.
she liked it. Or she didn't have any other opportunities. But it was all good. And then, it was just a neat relationship.
It was.
And I really, really do appreciate that. It was a lot of fun. We had a great time together. I learned a lot as an old guy.
I learned a lot. It started my career. It started me on a path that actually has led me back to chamber life. And without that experience, I wouldn't be where I am today.
Amazingly so. Because, I remember a few Christmases ago, I get a phone call on Christmas Eve from a young lady that I remembered. She says, that affectionate name that we have, Dave. You said, Dave, this is Emily, and do you think I could run a Chamber of Commerce?
That's right.
Do you remember that conversation?
I do. It was right. I just had my son, so it had been just about 3 years ago. And I had gone back to work right after Christmas. So just about 3 years ago. And I was working in Oak Brook, and the commute was brutal. And I wanted to be home by my kids. Well, my kid, I'd one then, not the two I
Not
had.
jump out of the program.
Not ahead. So I wanted to be home, and my husband had saw the job on the village's website. They were looking for a Chamber of Commerce director in New Lenox, which is where we live. And I was like, I don't know. I think I could do this, but I've been out of the chamber world a while. So I called you. I called Dave and said,
Do you remember what I said to you?
why in the world would you want to do
No, I
this?
said, no.
No, okay.
Here's what I said. You 100% could run a chamber. But before you do that, come work for me. Again, so that we could bring the team back together.
I know.
And then the next thing I know, you're announcing, the New Lenox is announcing that you got the job. And I've been so delighted for you. Mm-hmm. So we need to back up a little bit, though, because we fast forwarded after your wedding.
Yes.
So let's talk about your family for a few
I thought you were going
seconds.
to talk about my wedding. I was like,
No, we're not going to talk about the wedding. No, we're not talking about
That was 6 years ago.
It was really a lot of fun. But your husband?
Yes. My husband Ryan, we've been married 6 years. He's a big Cubs fan, so we're really, our house is excited.
W's
right now.
everywhere.
W's tonight.
Yes.
Fly the W. Excited.
And then
We
offspring now.
have two offspring.
I've read about that.
Two
I've
of the
seen
small
that.
people, the little humans. We have Rhett, who's 3, and Maisie, who's 1. They just had their birthdays. Rhett is October 7th, and Maisie's October 6th. So my babies are literally just 1 day shy of being exactly 2 years apart. So we had this gigantic birthday weekend. It was out of control, and it was exhausting, and there was a lot of jumpies and cake. The 3-year-old was really pumped.
Yes, I understand.
Days
how that
and
can
days
go.
of cake.
If you need a Barbie for the next one, you let me know.
Okay.
And I can get on that for you.
Okay.
I don't know any right now, but I'm
Yeah.
I'll search and want ads. But
Because I can't do it, they know.
yeah.
They might know.
So how cool is that? 3 and 1. Mm-hmm. What's your husband do?
He is a...
No, that's not a tough question.
I know. He works for TTX.
Say that again?
TTX,
Okay.
which is a... they work for the rail yards, and he does their process controls in their finance department. But by trade, he's an accountant and an auditor. So it kind of played into that. So now we just like process overview and proceed. I don't know. He's like an auditor, he used to do internal audits. People really liked him.
I'll bet.
Yeah.
Oh no, he's an auditor.
So he's an accountant by trade and does internal process review.
Okay.
And
how the heck did you meet him? Not when you were on the Red Eye magazine in Chicago, right? I remember the cover shot.
That was nice. We were celebrating Oktoberfest. It's an exciting time. No, we met. We were living downtown, and I had mentioned to my friend Fawn, a friend from ISU, that I'm like, I need a boy that takes me on dates. I want to go on dates. I need to go out to dinner. She's like, I know a guy. He drives a nice car, likes to buy girls presents, and take them to fancy dinners. I said, sign me up. Turned out it was my husband. So that worked out really well.
Future husband.
Future husband. That worked out well. So we went out to fancy dinners and a lot of dates, and we like each other. So that worked out good. And it turned out later that no one mentioned this to me. But later I find out that he and the girl that had set us up were high school sweethearts.
Mm-hmm.
So
well, apparently she didn't like good dinners.
Well, he was the pitcher of his high school baseball team and also the quarterback. But he was the pitcher. She decided to break up with him for the catcher of the high school baseball team. So his mom wasn't that huge of a fan. But she's back on board now with Fawn because Ryan and I got married. So that worked out well. But so we had everybody in our wedding. Fawn was in our wedding, the girl that set us up, and also the catcher of the high school baseball team as well. So really kind of brought everybody together, I think. Really, our marriage mended fences, I'm sure. Yeah.
Did the catcher get the bouquet? Because I thought it was somebody else. Don't act.
You're asking the wrong person.
It was a hot day. I recall that. It was a hot Saturday.
It was.
In the summer, beautiful June wedding, or
it was a June wedding. All right, there you go. Good job.
I don't go to many of them, but that was a good one.
Yeah. Well, it was down the street from your house, so it wasn't that far of a drive.
I rode my bike.
Did you? It was really hot out. I don't remember.
All right. So fast forward, the wedding. You guys are, you were in New Lenox. You moved to New Lenox.
We did.
You built a house?
We did build a house. We were renting, and the week we got married, we also moved from the city to Orland Park, which was fun.
Orland Park.
We lived in Orland Park, and we lived there for 2 years. We rented our friend's townhouse, and we lived there for 2 years. Then we decided we were looking for our own house, and we ended up building in New Lenox. So
you
worked out perfect. So we live.
What year would this be?
4 years ago, so 2012.
It's the new math.
Yeah, so. Math. I got married in 2010, so that makes things easy.
Okay.
Because
it's an even number.
It's an even number.
Okay.
Yeah.
So everything in even numbers.
I only do things in even numbers. Yeah.
Great. So awesome. And so you're working downtown. Your husband's working downtown.
Yeah.
You got the new home in New Lenox. So awesome time. And then you see your husband sees this job come open in New Lenox, and he said, "Chamber of Commerce, that can't be hard." Isn't that what he said to you?
He said, "I think you can do this." And I said, "I don't know." And he said, "I think you can do this." And I said, "I think I probably can." So I interviewed, and I really honestly did not think they were going to hire me. I was pretty sure, because I didn't need a job. It wasn't like I needed a new job. So I just kind of interviewed.
It's the best time to go work for the chamber.
Yeah.
You don't need a job.
Yeah. So it ended up actually working out really nicely, and it's been a very, it's been a good move. It turned out the perfect move for our lives and our family. And I really enjoy it, which is, it's important to like what you do, and I do that. That's something I get to do every day. I really enjoy working with our area businesses, and New Lenox is growing so much. We have new businesses opening right and left.
I can tell by the ribbon cuttings and all that stuff that you do.
We do a lot of ribbon cuttings.
Yes.
So it makes my job not easy, but I guess a little bit easier to try to bring in those businesses into the fold and help them grow and help them work with each other and expand their markets by working not only with each other but also with our community. I would say New Lenox is a very community-based town where they like to use businesses that are local.
Yeah.
So helping people know about those like area businesses really does make a difference. And we try to do fun stuff and try to do some different stuff and mix things up a little bit.
So do you, since you've been there, you weren't an elected official at the time, correct?
No, I was not.
So how in the world did you effervesce into elected position?
You know, that's interesting. I'm not really sure, but
it's election year, you know. Is it for you?
It is in April. Okay. Yeah,
you're pointing your finger at me again.
It
I always used to do.
No, I'm up for election in April. You know, the Ray Tuminello was a village trustee in New Lenox, and he got appointed to the Will County Board to take Margot McDermott's seat. So when he vacated his spot in the Board of Trustees in New Lenox, Mayor Balderman was looking for someone to fill that seat, and it's the mayoral appointment. And he'd asked me if I knew any. He was specifically hoping to find someone that, you know, a woman, I think, was to kind of even out the board a little bit, and also someone that had a finger on the business pulse of the community. And he asked if I knew anyone, and I was like, I didn't really pick up that he was asking me. I kind of missed that part. And then when I figured out that he was asking me, I was like,
who could do it?
Oh, yeah, sure. Oh, you want me? Cool. So I thought about it a lot, and I talked with Ryan about it, and it seemed like a really cool opportunity. And it actually it has been. So I was appointed and then had to run 2 years ago for the 2-year unexpired term. So I won that election, and now I've been serving, and I'll run again this April. But it's awesome. It's interesting, and it's fun, and I never pictured myself in a political position, but it's a good path. I enjoy it. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
What do you see on the horizon for New Lenox? Because there's things out there in the community.
Yeah.
There could be this and that you might read in the paper. So how do you see it going forward?
You know, I see a lot of there's just so much potential for growth, and the village just completed a hotel study to try to figure out the development of I-355 and Route 6, trying to figure out what can happen there. And the hotel study kind of came back that we're not ready for a hotel, but really trying to so we're kind of keeping in check of where we're at. But we have the most housing unit. More housing permits have been pulled in New Lenox than anywhere else in Will County. So our community is...
In 2016?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So our community it's continually ranking at the top for housing permits. So we're seeing a lot of growth, and it's a lot of young families coming to our area, which is nice because it kind of helps build continues our momentum, and getting some of those bigger things that our residents want, which is they want more restaurants. They want
You're not looking for fine dining, are you?
We're not.
I think I heard at a meeting one time.
Yeah, everyone wants white tablecloth fine dining, and it's hard when you don't meet the lunch population. I think a lot of it's a hard sell because people want it for dinner, and they want to be able to go somewhere. But at the same time, they're not in town for lunch, which is what restaurants need, and there's a lot of back and forth of what they need and what we want, and trying to manage that. But I do see that. I see that those things coming. But they might be years down the line. But I see them coming, and I see us growing and continuing to kind of build not only mom and pop businesses, which we see a lot of. We have a lot of local people reinvesting in our community. Actually, at yesterday's board meeting, even just businesses that have been there a while, even our McDonald's and our Burger King and Les Brothers, which own Williamson's in New Lenox, are all investing, and they're McDonald's and Burger King are both doing huge facelifts to their buildings on Route 30. So that'll be really beautiful, a really nice upgrade to the entrance into New Lenox off I-80. And then Williamson's, the people that own that, Les Brothers, they bought the old Papa Joe's, they tore it down, they're building a whole new restaurant. So you see the parts of our town that need a facelift, really getting that. So it's exciting to keep seeing not only people that are in New Lenox already reinvesting, but also people that are new coming in and choosing to open in New Lenox.
Now, is that in New Lenox in Will County right there?
We are Will County, yes.
Okay. There's a big advantage then.
Yes.
Will County versus Cook County.
True.
Right?
Yep.
So, as an elected official, Cook County, we see soft drink or sugar tax, mandatory minimum wage, mandatory leave, medical leave, all those issues that are going on in Cook County, they play into your advantage in Will County?
I think so. I think they do lend us a little bit of a leg up where people are considering, because I mean, a lot of it's just over the line. You know what I mean? Like, because New Lenox falls in, I think, a great area where we're right by 355, we're right by I-80, we're really close to Joliet, but we're also close to Mokene. We're like right, there are some parts of it where you drive back and forth, you've somehow gone from New Lenox to Mokene to Frankfort and back into New Lenox again.
The old curb to curb.
Yeah, it's a little bit, the lines are a little bit hazy in some spots. I think that kind of works in our advantage. Yeah. So
you're up for election in April.
Yes.
Again, and then what do you see for the future?
For myself, for
everything. More children, growing. I'm just teasing.
Baby wise?
No, I'm not talking about that.
My husband says no, so I think.
Okay, well I understand. But from a man, that means that you probably have 6 more. I wasn't talking about that. No, for the community, for New Lenox, that you live and work in, and you're taking such good care of it. I'm very, very proud of you. You know.
Thanks. What I see from, I mean, I see great things. I see good things. I mean, it's just, I think it's an exciting time to be involved in our community. There's a lot going on. Not only, I mean, we're working, even like the chamber and the village work nicely together too, which has nothing to do with me being an elected official. That happened before that. But trying to really bring the community together, and we have a really, I mean, I would say our residents are really strong, really, really nice and community based, and that kind of makes things go a lot easier. And planning stuff to benefit them.
You don't have concerts that draw a big crowd, do you?
No, not 3 of them in the summer and all the triple play. No, not at all.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I can only say I'm delighted that Barbie, that I met way back when, has blossomed into such a community leader, chamber leader, and I couldn't be any more happy for you and your family and what you do for a community. So, Emily, keep up the great work.
I'm going to try.
Let us know how we can help you, and just go for it, and make 2017 and up to the next really super. So
great. Thanks.
Keep up the good work here.
Thank for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
This is Reality Bites. This is Emily Johnson, and she's doing a heck of a good job at New Lenox and for our community. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.